Tom Lee have actually predicted that Bitcoin is going to do amazingly well this very month of December and into 2026. Look at this V pattern formation. So this V formation, market come back down and then market begin to move all the way to the upside. So from here, after a breakout of this level of resistance at this very point, we see that market created a new high, higher than the previous high at this very area, which is a good sign for me. And I am actually looking at something very good for the price of Bitcoin from the bulls. Market should begin to have significant recovery all the way to the upside. Look at ETH, market has moved significantly as well. And the price of XRP, there is a cup and handle pattern formation right now. Look at it from this very area. Markets come back down from this very point and then move upward. And from here, this handle part of the cup and handle pattern formation is still forming. What that means is a breakout here is going to make the market to move all the way to the upside. Look at this very area on coin bubbles. The market has been doing amazingly well, with Pengu leading with 25.3% all the way to the upside. Market is going to do amazingly well this very month and into 2026, in my opinion, in line with Tom Lee, expecting amazing crazy rally into next year 2026 and many more. Watch the video all the way to the very end and many more coming your way in this very video. The first thing here is the price of Bitcoin. If you look at it, market from this very area drop back down into this very point of important support, and all of a sudden we see a very significant rally from this very area of support. Market begin to shoot all the way to the upside. Of course, 2 days ago, that was 1st December, Fed and what we call QT, that is quantitative tightening, and have begun quantitative easing. This is a big news for the market. Some persons don't know the implication of this very move by Fed. Of course, there are rumors out there, which I believe to be true, that Fed is going to cut interest rates by 25% or 25 basic points this very month on the 10th of December 2025. And with all of this and amazing news, I am expecting market to move upward. However, this is what you must have to pay attention to. So this very point is a point of interest, okay? We should not just crash all the way to the downside into this very area again, because if we do, then all the gains that have been made from the bulls all the way upward will be cleared off, and that will bring another form of sentiment into the market. What I am expecting is for the market to from here retrace back down, and the point of interest you need to pay attention to is this very area right here. This very point is a good area that market can retrace into before continuation all the way to the upside. What that means is I am not expecting the market from here to crash into this very point in the next coming days and weeks. In my opinion, what I am expecting is for the market to just retrace back down within this very area of 94, 95 and $92,000 into this very point, and then another big rally in the next coming days. This is my personal opinion on this very price action right here, BTCUSDT 4 hours chart. This is very amazing because I believe that market is going to move all the way to the upside. Let's take a look at Tom Lee's position on Bitcoin from this very month, December into 2026.
Have on all that, because a week ago, that's all we were talking about was Bitcoin can't stop going down. The NASDAQ wants to follow it, or people are concerned about how that's going to knock other things loose in other financial assets. So it's stabilized, but it's not exactly sort of participating to the upside in this bounce.
Yes. So crypto had been a leading indicator for actually most of the last 5 years. But on October 10th, crypto had what I would call Armageddon, a flash event, but it led to a liquidation that was never seen in the 15 years history of Bitcoin. About a third of the market makers went out of business that day. Almost 2 million accounts went to zero.
Yeah.
And it was because of a pricing error, what I would call a glitch. It led to what they call auto-deleveraging. You've
definitely made that case that it definitely seems as if there was something in the kind of market maker functioning that got fouled. Yeah. Now, that being said, the reason you can have all those accounts auto-liquidated is because there were that many accounts with that much leverage that got Bitcoin up to where it was above 120.
Yes.
Right? I mean, so it's not as if it happened in a vacuum.
Yeah. So if in a way, it means crypto represents really a very precise measurement of risk appetite, because there's so much more leverage. And that got wiped out.
Right.
That last time it happened in 2022, it took 8 weeks before people sort of touch their toes back in. I think that's where we are. We're near a bottom. But now I don't think crypto leads. Crypto is lagging because it's really the AI that's going to be leading.
Okay, so so basically that is kind of sidelined the idea of what, Bitcoin 150, 150,000 you were thinking before?
Well, I think it's still very likely that Bitcoin's going to be above 100,000 before year end, and maybe even above one to a new high. So Bitcoin makes its moves in 10 days, and every year, I think some of those best days are still going to happen before year end.
So Tom Lee is still expecting the market to recover above 100K before this very year end, and expecting new highs in 2026. This is very important, and I believe strongly that the market is going to outperform what other people are actually talking about, markets going into $75,000. My personal opinion is that market is going to definitely recover, most especially for the fact that Fed has begun quantitative easing. Markets have more capacity right now of moving all the way to the upside than never before. If you look at the price of ETH, it is discovered that ETH right here have a lot of capacity of retracing, but that retracement should not get us into this very level also, because if it do, then it means the market can even crash even more. So for me, I am expecting that the market just retrace a little bit into this very area of interest. This area of interest is where you should pay attention to right here. So this very area of interest is where market have possibility of reacting into before the next parabolic move all the way to the upside. For that very bullish move to happen, this market from this very area within this very price level where the market is right now of $3,000 into this very area of $3,160, market can retrace, and then we begin to see that aggressive move all the way to the upside on the price of ETH USDT 4 hours chart. This is what I am now paying attention to on this very price action from now moving forward. Overall, I am very, very bullish from here. Market is going to move upward. Now, if you may be asking, what is the downside risk? Now, the downside risk for me is 45%. Okay, so 45%, the risk is still very high that market can crash and come all the way to the downside. But for ETH, 55%, there is an upside positivity for me right here. So to the upside, 55%, market is going to rally upward, and in the next coming days the risk is going to reduce from the downside, and the favorability of the market moving upward is going to increase, and this is what I am now expecting from this point moving forward. And if you look at XRP, it is covered that this cup and handle pattern formation, if you draw from this very point right here and you bring it down to this very area where we see this very low, and then bring it upward to this very point and you bring it down again, it is covered that the market is still forming this cup and handle pattern formation. Of course, we are on the last leg, which is this very handle right at this very point. Once this finish formation, not only that, we want to see a breakout of this very level of important resistance. Once this play out, then we're going to see a very drastic move all the way to the upside. This is very, very important. So what I am expecting right here is for this market to break out at this very point. Once that breakout happens, market is going to move upward. Now, if you look at it critically, you may be saying that there is also a downside risk right here. Of course, that's very true because the market has not broken out yet. So market have a very strong resistance to break at this very area. So I have a very strong level here as well that market can also react into before any move to the upside or a breakout to the upside. So what I'm expecting from this point moving forward is for the markets to from here move down a little bit, and then we see a breakout. That breakout is very, very important for the cup and handle pattern formation to fully form, and then confirmation is going to follow before the next move to the upside on the price of XRP. This is what I am now expecting on the immediate short term on the price of XRP from this moment moving forward. And this is very, very important. Now you may be having something contrary to what I am looking at on price action. Comment below in the comment section of this very video. This very amazing price action on the price of SUI, look at it right at this very point. Discover that this very trend line is when the market was moving all the way to the downside. We saw a breakout right at this very point. So this market broke out here, and the market stabilized within this very area, and then market went back down to retest on this very trend line area. Trend line area retest, and then market all of a sudden shoot all the way to the upside. And that is why if you come to crypto bubbles right here, you discover that SUI is the highest, okay, which is 27. It was 30.5% before, but is actually dropping because of this very little retracement coming to the market right here. So what I am expecting based on this very price action data is for the market to retrace and find support at this very point. Okay, that is what I'm expecting right now. So from where the market is right now within this price level of 1.71 to this very price area of 1.83, market should from here retrace. This is going to act as a very important support for the market to begin to move all the way to the upside again on the price of SUI. This is my personal opinion on this very price action right now. This price action looks very, very good and beautiful for me, for the fact that market broke out, okay, from this very point, and then we have some stability right here. Market went down to retest on this very strong trend line. This trend line retest, and the market shoot all the way to the upside. Not only that, there is a creation of a new high at this very point, higher than the previous high we saw within this very area. These are parameters that point to the fact that markets have high capability of moving all the way to the upside. So despite the fact that I am now expecting retracement back down into this very area, markets have high capability of moving all the way to the upside. Now the downside risk for SUI is 35% for me. That means for market to go back down even below this very low where we saw the market drag into last week, the downside risk below this very area is 30%, 35% for me, while the upside positivity right now is 70-65% from here moving all the way to the upside, especially after this very retracement I am expecting to come into the market almost immediately. This is what I'm looking at right now. If you take a look at the global crypto market capitalization, you discover that we've seen a significant increase in this very global crypto market cap, $3.14 trillion. Of course, we need more for optimism to build up in the market, because when optimism begins to build up in the market, more investors is going to see positivity therein and also invest as well. And if you look at the fear and greed index, market is gradually shifting into the mind fear area. And if you look at the altcoin 21, we want to see the market begin to move into 60, 70 and 75 into 80 for aggressive pump to come into the market and make the market stabilize. The average crypto RSI is actually pointing something crazy that a lot of people are not paying attention to. Look at this very area. We are at the bottom of Bitcoin right here, in my opinion. And if you look at the average crypto RSI, is pointing at the middle within this very 55.1 area. That means it's not overbought, it's not oversold, but we expect this to shift into the overbought area, and this is going to create that euphoria, and money is going to flow back into the crypto market, in my opinion. And this is the things you must pay attention to right now. Notwithstanding, if you look at the crypto bubbles, you discover that a lot of coins have pumped significantly. Look at 2Z, 31% all the way to the upside, SUI 27% all the way to the upside. Pengu 23.7% all the way to the upside. We have Pepe 18.1% upward, and we have Pump, okay, 14.5%, and a lot of coins are beginning to do well, especially altcoin. This is what we want to see as well, and I believe that we're going to begin to see a lot of stability this very month of December. I am not expecting the market to crash. This is my personal opinion. You may have something very different. In fact, a lot of people are still expecting market to dip down into 75 and even $70,000 for Bitcoin. And if that happened to Bitcoin, of course, altcoin are going to crash even harder. Personally, I am not expecting that to happen anymore. What I am looking at is for the market to have stability and a significant increase, okay, in this very month of December. So if we don't see significant increase, we should see stability in the price of Bitcoin. What that means is I'm not expecting a crazy drop below this very area of $80,000. This very point of $80,000 and where the market is right now of $92,000 will be the bottom where we'll see market price stabilize within this very area and then begin to move all the way to the upside, in my opinion. 75%, 72% is off the table for me. No, from this moment moving forward. These are the things you need to pay attention to. And this is what I am actually doing on my price action and on my account. Consider supporting this channel by leaving a like for this video, subscribe if you are new to this channel, and turn on the bell notification for more crypto videos like this one. Also check the channel for all that crypto content. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.